a new decade as the world's leader in motorsports coverage presents Speed World.
Jabroni. Jabroni.
Jabroni Cup fever. Catch it. Woo! Hell yeah!
All right, Jabroni Cup action. Chet McGurk, Tad Lowdermilk, up here in the booth as we get ready for our season finale here in Atlanta. We're gonna try to reach out on the radio to some of our drivers before the race gets going. Tad, what are your thoughts on the way this season has panned out? Yep.
I have no idea.
We're going to see if we can get in touch with some of the drivers here. And we've seemed to get a little feedback. We got to do some muting action over there. And it seems like he's got the broadcast on, and we're catching it on our feed. We're now checking in with our points leader, Justin Parks, in the 69 Duke's Mayonnaise car as we're sitting here waiting for him to start the engines. So
I tell you what, it's been a magical run. I'd like to thank my pit crew chief, Mike Skeen. He's put in a lot of effort. But I'm going to tell you right now, that last race, if that 44 gets in my way again this race, it's going to get ugly quick. I don't even need to finish this race. This championship's already won, but it's been a glorious season. Glorious.
Tad, you got any questions for Justin Parks, the number one driver at the moment?
No.
Tad, you holding it together over there, bud. All right. So,
I enjoyed your season-long comments, man. It's been real great listening to you.
Okay.
Next time I see you, you get all the dudes you want, my friend. And Deep Fried Racing. I mean, how about that team? Am I right?
Yeah.
I mean, I like Chris King and Rusty Hughes and Dane Barnes. I'd just like to thank all of my teammates. And once again, it'd be nice if they could get that 44 car put in the back somewhere. Because I don't know why he keeps starting up front and just getting in people's ways and wrecking people. But
he has been qualifying well, but has not been able to put together any sort of successful run here lately. So right now, it looks like you've got Rusty Hughes and Dane Parks going to be starting right there with you. It's pretty much going to be a victory celebration the entire race. Anything special planned?
Well, after the race, Rusty Hughes has a really nice, I don't know what you call it, pontoon boat. And he's hired Cinderella to do a concert. So we're going to go down to Lake Norman and do that after the race. That's going to be a really good time. And as you can see, Chris Keen's right behind my car, starting behind me. And like you said, Dane Parks to the front left to me. So it's just a glorious time. And I'd like to extend an invite to all other drivers. Come on down, +1. Bring a +1 to the party. Championship celebration for Duke's Mayonnaise.
All right. Keep it classy. We're going to see if we can reach out. Chris Skeen already looks agitated in his car, but we're going to see if we can reach out to him and then maybe see if Spider can give us a brief comment before we get started. So we'll see you at the end of the race. Yep.
Ford Racing. We did it.
First on race day. All right, so that was points leader 69, Justin Parks, starting in the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th position, 6th position. I don't even know. Doesn't even matter at this point. So now we'll see if we can. I don't know if we're going to be able to get in right now. I see that our staff is trying to get in touch with the pits down there with the Chris Skeen car. We're going to see if we can possibly reach out to him and see if he has any comments before this race starts. We'll let you know. Tad, any thoughts on any of Justin Park's statements there to start the race?
Duke's Mayonnaise celebration actually sounds pretty good.
Yep, here there's going to be a lot of mayonnaise there. Well, I think we're getting the wave off that we're not going to be able to get in touch with Chris Skeen, so we'll keep going down the line here and see. We'll go to our pole sitter, old Spider McCrinsky, see if he's got anything he can tell us, any insights onto what's been going on with that 44 car, as it has been qualifying well, but just hasn't been able to get over the top. Let's see here if we can, like I said, we're going to get our staff and see if we can get in touch with his pit crew chief and a connection. Jabroni Cup, we don't have the best technology, but we make it work. Oh, let's see. Hold on. We're getting word that we do have a connection. So, all right, we are live here with 44 Luke Halton in that In-N-Out car. So, Tad, any questions to start off?
How have you been doing so good in qualifying, but not that good in racing?
It's called talent.
I think the follow-up would be, where's that talent when it comes to the end of the race?
Well, we're going to have a off-season meeting at McCorkle's Motorsports, because what's happening is, my talent is shining for at least a qualifying lap, but something's not right underneath the hood.
They got to get the mechanical issues squared away, but you can't. You got to get that consistency.
Amen. And I'd like to say, Tad, it's been a treat listening to your comments all season. My favorite thing you say is yep, or sometimes you'll say no, and I like that too.
Pretty in-depth stuff. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. So we got some rumblings that there's some unhappiness in the McCorkle's camp with Chris Everett's performance this season. Any comments on his future with the team?
Well, I think he proved last race he can win. He can do it. He has the talent. He just might need the time. So we'll see what we have going next season. Like I said, we're gonna have some talks this off season. Maybe shift around some some crew members, but we'll be all right.
Yep. Any special plans for this last race? Going to try to make it memorable, or just finish her off?
Well, I'd like to salute the 69 car, and but if you get close, anything can happen. And but I'd also like to say, as long as the 21 don't finish on the podium, I'm hoping for that 87 car to finish the season in third place. I would like to see that.
Yep.
He's a good young driver, and I think he's got what it takes to keep that 21 out of third, and finish up there with the bronze. I'd like to see that.
All right. Well, we're gonna see if there's anybody else we can contact. So best of luck. We'll see you after the race.
All right, boogie boogity.
Yep. I don't know if we're gonna better reach out to anybody else, Tad. We'll check with the staff real quick and see. I think don't think Chris Skeen wants to talk to anybody. I think he's dead set on competition. Anybody, Tad, you think we could reach out to out there?
Dane?
I don't think he likes to do much publicity either. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. So let's get ready to get this thing started. Oh,
What the?
That's not how we do it.
What is going on? Oh.
There we go. Just a little bit of a glitch there. 44. Let's get back to okay. There we go. Okay.
Drivers, start your engines!
All right, Tad. There we go. We're going to finish this sucker off tonight. Final race of the Jabroni Cup season. Let's see what happens. Come back for a second. So, yeah, it was Drew Parks up front. So the Marshmallow Fruity Pebbles car, number 4, Drew Parks on the pole. He's had a nice end of the season. Just some circumstances out of his control. People hitting him running into people that have already spun out have kept him from finishing up front for most of these races. All right, we're green. 66 laps here in Atlanta to finish the season. I think so, Tad. I think so. Like I said, I think next season we're going to see about changing things up, going to some new venues, getting rid of some. Just like that Dane sneaks down the inside. Rusty Hughes going to pinch him. We got 3 wide. Always a risky proposition. Jabroni Cup. Yeah, there was. Who was that back there? Was it Brian Driggers?
Not good at
Yep,
the beginning of
Brian
the race.
Driggers' car. Looking like he's done for the day. But again, at this point, it's just about, really, if you're out there, it's just about trying to win this race. Points pretty much already decided by now. Chief back up front again. As Spider said before the race, he's got the talent. They believe in him. You know, you can't expect these guys to step into the rookie season and dominate right away. You just want them to develop. And this could be a very, very nice benefit of the end of the season. Disappointing overall as a team for McCorkles, but if one of your drivers comes on strong, you hope he can kind of springboard off of that into next season there, Ted. Some different guys up front with Chief and then Miles in second. EJ Lawler getting ready to try to take that away, though. I see him grouping up. Pretty clean racing so far. We've seen some guys battling, but keeping it clean here in Atlanta. Chief out front. About 5 out of 66 already. That Main Street Dry Cleaners Oldsmobile looking pretty strong to start this race, Dad. Oh, Mumby's up in second. Still holding off EJ for now, but not for very long. Looks like he's got enough to get around him. Well, he may have if he could have gotten a push by Jacob Parks, but he wasn't having it. Comes back up high. Kind of leaves EJ hanging out. And, almost has the speed. Looks like he might be getting around him now. But he still can't do it. Hadn't seen Miles up front in a while. He had a really good season last year until he got Crocker hammed out at the end. EJ Lawler getting a little turbo boost to push by Drew Parks. Inside the lap. Chief still pretty nice lead out there for now. EJ Lawler whips it up high, though. You should know by now that you go high and you die in the Jabroni Cup. Enough of the pace car. Drew Parks now up to second place with his dad, Jacob Parks, behind him in third. Still ways back off the lead. Kind of cycle through the field here. Miles in fourth, EJ in fifth, Dane sixth, Rogie seventh. Little brother Luke pushing him in ninth. JD in 10th. Justin Parks has dropped back. Our stats haven't caught back up. It must be 11th. Cole Parks 12th. Crocs 13th. Spider 14th. Rusty 11th. Well, he's dropped back too. Stats haven't come back around. Must be 15th by now. Stinky Bennett 16th or 15th. Chris Skeen at 16th. Old Mitch in 17th. Pete Cool 18th, Jason Brown 19th, Jason Parks 20th, Audi 21st, Old West 22nd, Big D 23rd. Come back around to the front. Chiefs still dominating. Really nice run so far. We're on lap, just crossed over into lap 10 of 66. And there were a lot of rumblings about mid-season coming out of the McCorkles camp that they were not happy with his performance as he was near the bottom of the point standings. Maybe this performance here at the end of the season will help cement his spot on the team for next year, as I'm sure we're going to see a little bit of expansion. Typically is the way things operate here with the Jabroni Cup. Could see another team on the horizon, not sure who it'll be. But they've got to be happy with his performance here so far. Finished. Did he win the last race? I wasn't even paying attention. I think he did. Anyways, he's in first now. Drew Parks second. Jacob Parks third. Miles Parks fourth. E.J. Lawler fifth. Looks like the Duke's car's just back there hanging out. He doesn't have any work to do. Any more work left. They're going to cruise around and enjoy the just going through the motions. I guess the pageantry of the race. Doesn't have to worry about passing anybody doing anything. Keep an eye up front here. This Chief's still holding on to the lead, but Pack has caught back up to him. Tad, what do you think? What's going on over there, Tad?
Stuff.
Some stuff, eh?
I don't know. Okay.
To the right.
Okay, stop.
Just trying to get more out of our color analyst. Tad Lowdermilk makes the big bucks. Lets everybody know what's going on. Chief still up front. Jacob Parks moved into second, but Miles Parks could be taking that position away. Father-son battle. Miles peeking on the inside. Making his move. Will he have enough? Almost. Not quite. Almost a little contact back there between EJ and Drew. Not sure if there was or they just got pretty close together. Miles Parks just can't get around. He's sniffing that position, and boy, as soon as I say it, he does. Brings little brother Drew Parks right with him. Chief still dominating out there up front. Can't say I saw this coming, Tad. Maybe he's put it together now. He's getting some experience under his belt out there, getting a feel for the lay of the land, how the Jabroni Cup operates. We'll take a quick look through the field. Don't even have to call them out. We'll just see who's where. And Drew riding towards the front with Mundies. 3 wide here with Jacob Parks. And old EJ and little Luke. I'll stay right here for a second and see who makes it out front with these guys. Looks like Luke's got it. Youngest driver on the Cup roster, having a pretty decent year. Just getting his feet wet. And JD's moved up behind him as EJ and Jacob dropped back. There's old Stinky B in 8th. James Parks dropping back a bit. 44 of Spider trying to hold on. Battling Cole Parks, but Cole Parks getting the better of that battle at the moment. Getting right around him. So Crocs at 12th. Just gonna keep working our way back. 69 and 16th at the moment. Mesquite in 19th. So back up to the front. Again, quite shocking, Tad. Maybe some of that, some of those rumors got him a bit focused on proving the naysayers wrong, Tad. What do you think? Yep. Drew Parks, though, up in second place. He got a victory the other night. So we're on lap 20 of 66. Just seeing who can pull out a victory here. Season championship already decided at this point. Some JD sides. 4th place in that Xbox Oldsmobile. Xbox, Mountain Dew, Doritos, Holy Trinity for gamers across the world. Luke's slipping back to 5th, but still running really well up front. EJ Lawler right behind them. enjoying the smooth flavor of a Camel cigarette. And Dane Parks stacking steaks right behind him. Any reflections on the season as a whole, Tad? How you think it's gone this season? Yeah, I think it's been pretty good second season. It's a young series, just getting off the ground. We had, everything going on in the world at this point. We made it through the corn dog shortage. We made it through the COVIDs and everything else. Finishing this season, I think we're gonna come back even bigger and stronger next season, which probably a couple months away. Yep, a lot of bloodshed. A lot of violence between the drivers and their pit crews. But we made it out. Everyone seems to have made it out intact. Everyone's still with all their limbs intact. We survived. So we're on lap 24 of 66, Tad. 24 of 66. Chris Everett. Whoa! What happened there? No, we don't want that. That is a technical malfunction, folks. We like to apologize. So maybe we jinxed Chris Everett. We were just shifting through and the stupid computer thinks we want to turn on some kind of thing for the shift key. But we recovered. Didn't lose the feed. And at the moment, Drew Parks took advantage. The Chief's going to try to get right back around him. JD's going to get spicy and go 3 wide. Look at this. Nice view of the battle up front. Just a good-looking duel for the lead. And JD, hold on. Got nobody behind him to push him, but still looking pretty fast down there on the inside line. Surging out ahead of Chief. Can Chief catch him on the straightaway? And he does. Reels him back in, but not enough. JD's going to get around him. Chief's slowing up a bit. Right now, according to our stats, the fastest lap by Logan Parks. We're on lap 27. Smooth sailing to this point. I think these guys just want to get through this race and not damage any more equipment. Take a step back. Reflect on the season, what went well and what didn't, and then maybe take a break for a while and vacation a bit. Some crossword puzzles, some embroidery, who knows? And then come back and start planning for next season. So JD, now your race leader out ahead of Chief. Imagine it's going to be soon that we're going to start seeing some guys hit the pits. I think as soon as I said that, yep, there we go. First group are going to head down there. We'll just go ahead and stay with JD as he stays out on the track. At 29 of 66, so almost halfway, Tad. Just going to finish this thing off tonight. Celebrate another season of Jabroni Cup racing. First season here at our new home on YouTube. It's a shame to see Mixer go under, but things happen, At least here we'll have all of our races archived and available for all the fans out there to go back and relive the greatest hits of the Jabroni Cup. JD gonna finally hit the pits. We'll pull up the standings, because why not? Got nothing better to do. Yeah, Brian Jigger's out of the race. That was his car smoking earlier. Blew a header. Dane Parks, your current race leader. We will work our way back around to him. Probably in that first group to pit. Nope. He's actually just coming in now, so if the pit crew did his job, then JD should be coming back out in front. Looks like that'll be the case. Pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. That was Chief coming back around. So we're on lap 31. It's going to be real interesting to see if anybody can try to massage their fuel supply and make it through to the end without another pit. I don't think it's going to be possible, but you know, this is the last race of the year. So hopefully someone's going to throw out all the stops and go for broke. See if they can milk it for a win. You know, or they could run out of gas, but certainly worth the risk if you ask me, Ted. And I believe you did, sir. Oh, they would just start to slow down and eventually have to pull over if they couldn't get. They'd probably certainly get around the track and get to the pits to get some more gas. So Chris Everett, Chief, back up front. So a good pit stop for him brought him back up to the front of the pack, with Miles Parks behind him in second. Miles Parks the only bright spot for the minimum effort racing team. Also hearing some grumblings. There could be some shuffling there. Could be hearing that one driver could be swapped out. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the off season. On lap 33 here, Tad, so we've hit the halfway point. Well, let's get some other stuff going on. Crank it up. Oh, that didn't last very long. So if they stick with that. Good looking shot of Chief out front, the number 5 Oldsmobile. Only Oldsmobile on the McCorkle's team. Not often you see a team split like that, but got a couple of them here in Jabroni Cup. Looking like JD's battling his good buddy Miles Parks. And he's going to get around him for second place. I honestly don't think there's been a single occasion this year that we've had 2 minimum effort racing drivers this close to the front of the field. Tad, this is something we have not seen. Can be said for all 3 of these drivers. We're getting maybe some developing talent in that lower tier of the field. These guys are starting to put it together. Let's work our way back a little bit. In the next group, there's old Spider in 4th, but looks like he's getting past as soon as we flip to him. He said he had a strong distaste for the 21 of Jason Parks. Let's see if he can pull it back together. So he watches that Avengers car get around him. Can't be happy with that. Two other impressive rookies, E.J. Lawler and Rusty Hughes, cruising for a bruising. There's Drew Parks in that Marshmallow Fruity Pebbles car. There's old Spider and Dane. Keep working our way back. Logan Parks up to 10th, a disappointing season for the defending champ. He's going to try to defend that championship, but it just hasn't worked out the way he's wanted for the Flying Shimbies. As a team, though, they're doing rather well. The youngest team, they're going to have some growing pains. Looking at Audi at 12th. Stinky B trying to get around Cole Parks with Jacob Parks right there. But he tucks in behind Cole, and that could, allow both of them, although he's going even inside of Cole. Little father-son battle here. Little Luke in 16th, out all by himself. Jason Brown riding in 17th, cooling off after that incredibly odd start to the season. Chris Skeen riding in 19th. Dale Parks in 20th. 69 and 21st. West in 22nd, and Mitch bringing up the rear. Come back around to race leader JD. Just watching these 3 guys run away with it, Tad. Question is, will anybody try to stretch their fuel out and run the rest of the race? It's really about all we got to watch for, eh, Tad?
Yeah.
Just gonna kind of sit back and watch it like a spectator as this sucker is gonna finish up our season. It's gonna be interesting to see what tracks are gonna be on the circuit next year. I know, talking to some of the Jabroni Cup representatives, I know I've heard a lot of names being tossed out there. You know, Indianapolis was one that came up. The Roval in Charlotte, and I know even Bowman Gray, even old historic Bowman Gray Stadium, the racetrack there being brought up as a short track possibility. So we could see a much bigger mix of venues next year, Tad. Some other classic names, but some newer ones, and then some smaller tracks. We'll just have to see what happens. Could be a very interesting off-season of developments. These guys just driving away with it. 1, 2, and 3 on lap 44. Jason Parks in 4th, but Drew Parks getting right around him. Two classy looking T-Birds, Tad. Real classy. Dane Parks in 6th, still stacking those stakes. Pretty good inaugural season for the number 7. Rusty Hughes in 7th. Jacob Parks threatening. Logan Parks back there with Crockerhams. Also trying to get a little upward movement here in the last part of the race. Oh, disappointing season for the number 31 Zardoz Thunderbird, as Jacob Parks was the points leader for... as soon as I say that, it looked like Crockerham slid into Rusty, but may not have touched, may have just gotten up close and personal. Anyways, back to thoughts on the 31. Led the points for a good solid chunk of the first half of the season, and then just fell from grace. I think a big turning point was that race he led and gave away at the very end, and after that it was over. Just hadn't been able to pull it back together. Watching Crocs come around. Gotta say, it's a good season when he doesn't snipe anybody out towards the end for the Crockerham number 8 Spam Chevy. Working his way up to 8th though, so he's made some good progress in this race. Jason Parks and Drew Parks just doing the dance out there. Back and forth. See if anybody up front's doing anything. Nope. No, JD. Honestly, I don't even remember if he was ahead last time we looked in. I think he was in 2nd. So he's, either way, still the same 3 guys. He's kind of hanging tough. Go back and watch the battle for 4th between Drew and Jason Parks. Kind of a sleeper, Tad. Everything's already been decided. We're just enjoying the actual race for what it is. The crowning race of the 2021 Jabroni Cup season. Taking a sniff on the inside. Almost some contact there. Maybe was a little bit. I'm gonna keep moving back as quick look up front. Nope, nothing going on. These guys still fighting. 2 blue and yellow cars. Similar themed, hanging out together. And the next group of drivers, Cole Parks in 10th. Stinky B right into Audi. They hold it together though. Two of Archdale's finest. Stinky B just got just pretty much rammed him on the inside. Pretty impressive display that neither one lost control. David Baird could not be happy with that exchange, though. He definitely got the worst of it. Two Parks brothers, Logan and Luke, could possibly try to work together and make some progress on getting closer to the front of the field, but yet to be seen. All Spider dropping back to 16th. As we spoke about before the race, just has not been able to put together a good run, finish the season. And there's the last group of drivers. Chris Skeen outside the track. Oh, 69, the points leader, just in cruise control. All Academic at this point is just out there enjoying being on the track, waving to the crowd. I think I saw him throwing out some Duke's Mayonnaise packets to the crowd from inside the car. Pretty unorthodox way to celebrate the final race, but when you impossible to lose, why not? You know, Ted? Throw out all the Duke's packets you can. Tad, who should we check in on? Let's go on board with somebody to give us something to do here. 55 of 66. Who are we going on board with, Tad? You make the call.
Jason Parks.
Jason Parks. You heard the call. Let's see, he's working his way back around his brother, Jacob Parks. At the visor cam, we get the full view. We get to see the wheel and even the instruments. He's riding in 4th place. It's Zardow's car right on his tail. You can see up there in the rear view. 56 to 66, so we are coming in on the final stretch here in Atlanta. Kind of just snoozer, really just a celebration race of the Jabroni Cup, and we see some people going down into the pits pretty early. Still a lot of laps left, but at this point, why not? As 31 dives down on the inside. When we get around him, looks like he's hanging tough. Right there, side by side battling. 21's not letting him get around. Has enough speed to fend him off for the moment, but not very long as 31 gets past him. Interesting to see as some of these guys start to pit. On board in the 31. Who's up ahead of him? JD's still out on the track, but he's heading into the pits. Just cruise on board with him. Maybe not. So that is your race leader for the moment, and a very brief moment as he heads into the pits. And Park's going to stay out. I don't know if he's already pit or not. Probably not. But we'll see. Pull up the stats here for a second, the standings. Oh, man. And he's going to hit the pits, too. And Crocs will, too, so we'll see who ends up being the leader after we come back around. Some point the stats have to update Just waiting to see that happen. We are on 61 out of 66, almost done here in the last race of the season. We've got some security issues here. Some people coming up to the booth that should not be allowed in. Who's the leader, Tad? Looks like old Croc still is, even though he's on pit road. Just waiting for this one to end. It's an academic finish here, as the points leader has already been decided. JD still in the lead. I thought he pit, Tad. Barely awake over there, but, you know, we're all holding on, just waiting for it to end. Waiting for the 69 car to celebrate the points championship. 63 out of 66. Coming down the home stretch, Tad. Any words of wisdom for the crowd out there as we get a fan that should not be in the booth cleared out of here? Go on. Get out of here. Go back to your Pinto in the parking lot. Eat your beef jerky and drink your milkshake. So, JD Sides looks like he's going to get the win, Tad. Any thoughts on that? Chris Everett dropping down to second, but still a good way to finish the season. For that number 5. Miles in 3rd. Jason Parks in 4th. Jacob Parks 5th. Drew in 6th. Oh, little Luke making it up to 7th. Cole Parks working his way up there too. Getting a couple of passes in there at the end. Stinky B still challenging him. Getting around on the inside. We're on lap 65 of 66. Let's go back and see if we can see any mayonnaise packets being distributed. We must have run out of them. Running in 22nd. You know what? I'd do the same thing. I'd just be out there just cruising. One hand on the wheel. Throwing those mayonnaise packets out to all the fans out there. So we are on the last lap, or we may already be done. Don't even know at this point. We're just along for the ride here on this doubleheader. Finish the season. Just like that, I think he just finished up the race. JD Side's going to get the W for minimum effort racing. We'll stay here till the stats go official and then wrap it up and maybe have some conversations. Just went official. There we go. It's over. JD Sides wins at Atlanta as Justin Parks takes the championship. Jacob Parks finishes in second. 70 points out. They actually made up some ground. Not nearly enough. Edges out Cole Parks in third by 1 point. Chris Keene drops to 4th. Jason Parks 5th. Daryl Parks 6th. Miles Parks 7th. Pete Cool in the top 10. And little Luke makes up the 9th. Rusty Hughes in 10th. So a couple of rookies with some really nice showings for the their first season here at the Jabroni Cup. We might bring up the season stats. We can. Maybe see if we can get any comments from anybody else, but I think we got about all we needed to start the race, but we will check in with the points champion here in a second once he can make it behind the wall and get out of his car. So we're going to leave the stats up on there and just do a brief check-in. As he's going to finish, look at that. Jacob Parks pulling back up to 70 points behind, but that's only about 30 points from where they started today. He did get around Cole Parks there in that last race, but not nearly enough. Die had already been cast, Tad. You know? So we're going to see if we can get some comments just to finish things off here. The last race of the season. So let's hold on. It seems like we're getting word that we have established a connection. Give us here just a second. We got to jump through some hoops, and there we go. All right, we got our points champion Justin Parks on the line. Tad, what do you want to say to him here at the end of this season?
I was so close to beating you. Well, no. Cole Parks.
You think Cole Parks had a chance, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought.
That wreck got him, didn't it?
Yeah.
He did. That 87 car was a great fill all season long. I tip my cap to him. He did slide down, I believe, into third place. But it was a neck and neck going into those last two races. And that race, the race before, where he didn't get to finish, really cost him. Although, really was flipped that 44 car. Be part of that anyways. The triple team that took part of that race. The beautiful thing to see with his championship was beautiful. But yes, Cole Parks was a great foe this year.
Got to say, it did cause quite the reaction out there. The fans really enjoyed all the mayonnaise packets you tossed out of your car as you rode around in the last place during the race. And you know what? We were talking up here in the booth, and I would have done the same thing and just sat back and cruised and enjoyed the victory. So, any final thoughts on the season or on the mayonnaise packets?
Over 500 packets, Dad, I threw out.
That must have been what weighed down the car, but you know what? Dukes has got to be really happy with that.
Proud sponsorship. I couldn't have worked out any better, any creamier than it did. I mean, 20 top 10 finishes in the 69 Ford, Tad. And you know what? Cole Parks also was the other person that got 20 top 10s, and that's what pays the bills. Only got one win all season. He got 0. And look how high up there with those two finished.
Yeah, as we're looking
Great season.
through the stats here, just really incredible to see the race. The guys who won the races couldn't put it together. Couldn't put it together to get up there at the top of the points. Jason Parks, 4 wins. He was the driver that finished the highest in points out of those guys. But
Now, I'd like to tell the 67 car, I'm coming for that title belt. It's mine now, Brogan. It's mine. I'm the champion.
some strong
You hear me,
words.
Brody? Me.
Yep.
I'm the champion.
All right. Well, enjoy the trophy and the mayonnaise. Yep. Tad, any final words?
You coming to the party,
It
Tad?
was good.
You gonna come to the party?
Yes.
Well, don't sound too excited, Tad, okay?
You actually kind of are.
He's talking about you, though, Tad. He's talking about your enthusiasm. Any other last words you want to get in with the champ before we start? We'll do a quick look at the stats before we finish off this broadcast.
Watching the final race was kind of boring. That's the last thing that I was going to say.
Well, I'll tell you what, Tad, you never won a championship on Jabroni Cup, so I wouldn't expect anything less of a smart comment from you, but you're not going to tarnish this shot. It's here to stay. It's in the record books forever. Dukes mayonnaise. We already knew this Dukes was a champion. Now this proves it.
Yep.
It proves it. We did it.
Yep. Tad expected more, but all right. We'll let you sign off and enjoy the celebration. We're gonna do a quick stat recap before we sign off.
Appreciate it, guys.
All right.
We love you, Tad.
So, lost the connection there, but take a brief look at the stats as we wrap things up. Like I said, Justin Parks finishes points champion. Jacob Parks in a distant second. He barely snuck around Cole Parks in third. Chris Skeen in fourth after that tremendous surge at the end of the season. Jason Parks in fifth. Let's dive a little deeper down into the stats. Take a look at the leader at the polls, old Spider, with 9. But, end of the season, he just couldn't work with that, Tad. Because he got some wins. As we'll move on to the win column and see that Jason Parks with 4, Brian Driggers with 4 in his rookie campaign. That's beyond impressive. Luke Halton with 4, Chris Skeen with 3, Rusty Hughes also with 3, Jason Brown with 3, and others super, just really impressive rookies, just streaky. Consistency will come with experience. JD Sides with 2, Justin Parks with 1 win, Pete Cool with 1, Dane and Drew Parks with 1, even Crockerham getting into victory lane, and Chief with 1. So, those were the race winners for the year. Top 5s. Not a shocker there to see points champ. I keep saying leader, but now officially the champ, Justin Parks, and Jacob Parks in second when it comes. Well, tied with the 12 top 5s, and Jason Parks with also strong performance, and Cole Parks right there at 11. Same for top 10s. Seeing a lot of the same guys. Look at Miles Parks. He's pretty consistent there. DNFs are going to tell a big part of the story. Like I said, Drew Parks put together some nice runs, but just got involved with some crashes. Same for Chris Everett with 6. And Luke Halton with 6. That's an Achilles heel for McCorkle's Motorsports. Drivers have got to finish these races. I'll take a look at laps led. Chris Skeen, far and away the most laps led, along with Jason Parks and Luke Halton up there too. And that's about really as far as we need to go there, Ted. Well, let's not even do that at the moment. So we're going to finish this thing off. Jabroni Cup. Tad, any last words for the fans out there? Any in-depth analysis on the season? Just pull that up. A nicer looking screen.
It's been good watching all the races.
Yep.
Most of them.
Any early favorites for next season, Tad? Anybody you think is going to make a jump up or stay consistent? So Logan Parks, the season 1 champ. Justin Parks, second season champ. Any early favorites for next season?
I was just gonna say that Logan has to do a way better job at defending.
Yep. Well, he's lost that chance to defend his cup, but it'd be real interesting to see. Chris Skeen really came on there at the end, along with Chris Everett. The Chris and Chris show, as those guys really turned it up a notch. We'll see what they do at the start of the next season. Let's get back on. I think we do have our points standings up. Cole Parks with a great season, finishing in 3rd. Like I said, I already talked about Chris Skeen. Jason Parks with a lot of wins. If he can get more consistency, could be a big-time threat. And Darrell Parks was Mr. Consistent. I believe the only driver that finished every race. So, if he gets a little more speed out of that car, Pete Cool, probably going to be the Rookie of the Year. Also have to keep an eye on Jason Brown, but he kind of dropped in this points. But, it'd be interesting to see. That's about all I got, though, Tad. Any very last words before we sign off?
I have no idea.
That's why you get paid the big bucks, bud. All right, everybody. It's been a great season, ups and downs. We're going to finish this thing off. Thanks for watching. Down for some tater tots, eh, Tad?